So I want to welcome you all to Distance Learning Systems and just say welcome and congratulations on furthering your education. As you see here, we have important contact information, the email to academics, the phone number to academics, the live chat, which connects you to academics, and also the text number, which if you text that number, academics will receive it. So those are all the ways you can reach academics department, as they will be your main point of contact now as you go through the program. So if you have any questions, concerns about anything, you can always contact academics first, and then we will make sure that we handle your questions or concerns. Okay? So please make sure you write the information down. I'll give you all just one more minute to write that information down, and then I will get started and show you how to navigate through your online system and what programs you need to download. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is the emails you should have received. The first one you should have received should look similar to this, saying congratulations, welcome to Distance Learning Systems, and then below that letting you know what other emails to expect. Okay, and the second email would be the lock wizard, the third one would be the one with your username and password, and then the fourth one would be a tracking sheet sent from academics to show you what classes you need, and so that you can also keep track of what classes you take and what exams you take, so you know what you have left after each class. Okay, so that's the first email. The second email will look like this. And this will be the lock wizard instructions. Now, you want to make sure that you do follow the steps very closely so that you do download the program and register it correctly. We have the first step is if you're using a mobile device, any tablet, phone, you can download this program on and use it to read your tutorials, which are your books for the class. And then below that is the desktop or laptop download information. So if you want to use your laptop or desktop, you would go down to desktops and click on one of the links to download it, and then your license, you'll click on your license to register it. Okay. Now you'll notice for the desktops, just be careful. We have PC users, which is pretty much any desktop or laptop besides Apple. Right here we have the Mac users, so if you have an Apple laptop or an Apple desktop, the Mac, you'll click on that link to download the program. Okay, so that's the second email you would have received. The third one is your online username and password. Looks like this. Again, just congratulating you on furthering your education and being with the Distance Learning Systems. And then the next thing below that is the website to go to access your online class, which is right here. And then your username and password, which will stay the same throughout your learning. And then it will tell you what class you're registered for first, the start date, the video date, and the video time. Please know that all times of videos are Eastern Standard Time. So if you are in a different time zone, you just want to make sure that you do know the difference so that you don't miss any part of your class. Okay, and as you scroll down some more, you have the new student orientation links, which you all are in, and then you also have the programs needed for the online class. So you have the GoToMeeting, which is the program we use to host our videos. The only download that you have for the GoToMeetings are on the mobile devices, so if you want to use your mobile devices, your tablets or phones to watch the videos, all you do is click on whatever app store you're using, is it Google Play, Windows Store, whatever store you're using, click on that link, download the app, and then you can watch your videos on your mobile devices. When you go to if you're using a laptop or a desktop, you won't download the GoToMeeting until you click on the live video link for the very first time. Okay, so just keep that in mind. When you go to your very first video, that's when you'll go through the steps of downloading the GoToMeeting on your desktop or laptop, and it just takes a few seconds. It doesn't take long at all. And then you have the PDF, which is the programs. Sometimes we save information in the classes in PDF format. So you want to make sure you do have that on your computer so that you can open all the material that is provided in your class. Mozilla Firefox and Google Chrome are the two web browsers we recommend. Those two we have found work the best with this online system. Internet Explorer, if you use that, I would kind of recommend to not use that any longer, just for the online system, as we have found it does not work as well. Some things, you don't see some things in Internet Explorer that you would in Firefox or Google Chrome, and some things just don't work as good. So please download Google Chrome or Firefox if you do not have either one of those on your computer. And then Microsoft PowerPoint, some of you might already have this on your computer. We do have the free viewer download right there if you do not have it, so you do not have to pay to use it. You just go to the download PowerPoint viewer, and that will allow you to view PowerPoints for the classes. And then the Lock Lizard, which is the instructions I just showed you earlier, those will come from academics. And then you just want to make sure you follow the instructions in that email to download that program. And then the last thing that's attached to this email is the welcome packet, and that just explains everything about distance learning systems and who we are and what we do. And it's a great piece to read just so you understand what kind of program you're in, and if you have any questions, a lot of the answers are probably in that welcome packet. But if you don't find them, don't hesitate to contact academics, and we will answer any questions you have. Okay, so those are the emails you should have received. Again, the last one you will receive is an attachment with your academic plan showing you all the courses that you need. If you do not have any of these emails, if you cannot find them, first please check your junk email, as they do go in there sometimes. If they are not in your junk email, then please contact academics so that we can send them to you, because we do want to make sure you have everything you need to get started and just to keep for your records as well. Okay, so let us know if you don't have any of these emails. All right, so next I'm going to show you how to navigate through the online system. Okay, so when you log in, this is what you're going to see. This is your home page right here. You'll have up at the top, you'll have home, contact us, which also has our contact information as well. And then you have IT support, recommended web browsers, Firefox, Google Chrome, takes you straight to the website so that you can download the correct version. And then you have programs needed for the online class. PowerPoint, again, takes you straight to the website to download PowerPoint Viewer, Adobe Reader, and then the Lock Lizard. If you did not receive that email, just email academics. Okay, so just make sure you do download all of those programs before your first class so that you are prepared and ready to go when that class starts. Okay, and then right here you'll have financial assistance information, has scholarships, and just tons of scholarships for you to look at to help you maybe with funds as you go through this program. All right, and as you scroll down, you'll see the academics hours is Monday through Friday. We are 24 hours a day, Monday through Friday. So if you're up at midnight and you have a question about how to access something, don't hesitate to call or go on our live chat, and somebody should be available to help you. We do have Saturday hours, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, and then Sunday, we are closed on Sundays. So if you ever have a question on what our hours are, there they are at the very top. And just don't ever hesitate to call or go on our live chat. Okay, and as you scroll down, you'll see testimonials. And then below that big long box, you'll see my courses. And the first course you'll see is the new student orientation course. And this is kind of just a repeat of what we're going over today. You have a video from the president of the company. You have your welcome packets. If you didn't get them in your email, you can download them here and look at them. And then you also have the new student orientation links, and then the programs again needed for the online class. Okay. And then we also below that have the Moodle mobile app, which is so you can access your online platform on your mobile devices. So there's the downloads for those. And it's really easy to navigate, kind of similar to how you navigate on the computer as well. One more thing about the new student orientation I want to show you. Once you get your programs downloaded, You can check to make sure that all of the programs have been downloaded successfully by going to the programs needed for the online classroom. You can click here to see if you're able to view Adobe Reader documents. So when you click that, this will pop up. You can view PDF documents. If you see that, then you know you downloaded the PDF Adobe Reader correctly. And then same with PowerPoints. Click here to see if you're able to view PowerPoints. And then this will come up saying you can view PowerPoint, so that should tell you that you should have no problem accessing PowerPoints in your online class. Okay. And then Lock Lizard, click here to see if you're able to view your tutorial, which again is the book for your class, so you do want to make sure that you can view that. Okay. So when you open your tutorial, sometimes people do get this error right here. It's called OneNoteM.exe, and it's a pretty easy fix. All you have to do is click Control-Alt-Delete on your computer, and then start the Task Manager. And then what you'll do is go to Processes, and you'll have to look for that OneNoteM.exe. And then once you find it, you'll click on it and highlight it, and then click End the Process. And then you'll just confirm to end the process. And then once that's done, you can close out of there and click OK. And then this should come up saying you can view your tutorials for class. Not everybody has to do that, but some computers, every now and then that will pop up. So if you do have that issue, that's the way you fix it. And if you have troubles, just contact academics and we'll make sure you can view your tutorials. Okay, so that's a great thing to use when you download your programs to make sure you can view everything. Just go there. And again, if you have any troubles, don't hesitate to contact the academics department. All right, and below New Student Orientation, we have the Class Schedules course, which is a great thing to use it just so you can see what classes are coming up. So you have, right here is the order in which you need to take your classes. So when you are registering for your next class, please make sure you pay attention to this so you don't register for a class you can't take the exam for. Okay, so you always want to take your gen ed courses first, and then once you pass all your gen ed courses, then you can start your nursing courses, and they have to be going order of level. So you have to have your 100 level exams done before you start your 200 level exams. Now, you can take all 100 level exams in different order. They don't have to be taken in order. You just have to take the 100 level before the 200 level. Okay? And so as you scroll down, you'll see the schedules. And if you click on one, it will show you what classes we have in September, when their start dates are, their end dates, the day of the video, and the time of the video as well. Remember, every video is Eastern Standard Time, so if you are in a different time zone, please make sure you do know what the difference is. And all of the videos are about 3 to 4 hours long. So when you take that into account, if you're registering for a 6 p.m. class, it might not be over till 9 p.m. or 1 p.m. class probably won't be over till 4 or 5 p.m. just depending on what's gone over in that lecture that day and what course it is as well. Okay. So that's the class schedules course. And then after that, you have the testing site information, which is also a very important class to look at. When you are ready to register for an exam and you're just wondering, how do I register for this type of exam? Well, this is a great class to go to answer that question. You have Excelsior exams, you have CLEP exams, and you have DSST exams. All three of those, some of the classes are CLEP, some of the classes are Excelsior, and some are DSST, just depending on what course you're taking. So when you're in this class, you want to know what type of exam is my course. Well, right here we have Excelsior exam information, and you have the general ed courses, which are all Excelsior exams. All of these courses right here are Excelsior exams. and then all of your nursing courses are Excelsior exams. Okay, so if you're taking any of these exams, these gen eds right here, you will register for an Excelsior exam for it. And then here's their number. I usually recommend to contact Excelsior, to call them to register for an exam. It's just, I believe it's easier to do it that way. If you do want to do it online, we do have the steps on how to do that as well. But I do recommend just giving them a call. Okay, and we also have the Pearson VUE website, which you do have to go to a Pearson VUE site to take the Excelsior exams. So if you want to know where they are, where the closest one is to you, just go to the Pearson VUE website, type in your zip code, and it will give you a list of all the Pearson VUE testing sites in your area. Then you have the DSST exams, which all of these right here are DSST. So if you have to take any of these gen ed courses right here, you know you're going to be registering for a DSST exam. And again, we have how to register for a DSST exam and where to find the location nearest you. And then the last one is a CLEP exam. All of these gen eds right here are CLEP exams. So if you have to take any of these, you know you're going to be registering for a CLEP exam. And then we have how to register for a CLEP exam, where to find a CLEP site right here. So this is a great place to go when you are ready to register for your first exam or any exam, to see what type of exam you need to register and where's the closest testing site in your area. Okay, and then after that we have helpful study tips for exams. This is a great place for you all to go to if you are preparing for an exam or if you have taken an exam. We have students, after they take an exam, go in here and say, this is what helped me on this exam, this is what I saw mostly on my exam. So it's just a great place for you all to help each other out in being successful in these exams. So after you take an exam, if you think, man, this would really help everybody else out, go in here, go into the forum underneath whatever exam you took, and just type in whatever hints you have for other people, whatever advice you have for other people, and that way you all can help each other out in being successful in this program. Okay. And as you see, we have quite a few people that do that, so it's a great resource and it's a great way to help each other out. And we have that for the gen ed courses, nursing courses, and so on. And we, as you can see, we have them labeled by what type of exam they are. Then after that one is the two general ed supplements and the nursing supplements. I'm just going to show you one of these courses because they both look the exact same. Pretty much what they are, it's just extra information that the academics department has gathered throughout the years to help you prepare better for the exam. So if you feel you just need more material to look at and read, you can go to the supplemental classes, and we have them labeled for each class. And it's just, again, extra material for you to look at that we have gathered, that we have heard helps other people prepare for the exam and helps you be successful on the exam. Okay, so those are all the complimentary classes that you would be placed into first. So those are the ones you're going to see first on your My Courses. You will not see your course until the Friday before it starts. So if you don't see your class under your courses yet, you will on the Friday before it starts. And then you have that weekend to prepare and get ready for your first week. Okay, and I will show you what a class looks like. So this is our anatomy and physiology class. You have your introduction part, the instructor's information, the syllabus, pretty much what you're going to expect in the class. And then you have your tutorial, which is your book for the class. So you want to make sure you do open this. If you do not want to read it on your computer or your mobile devices, we do have the hard copies. You can purchase the hard copies for $35 or $45. It just depends on what type of hard copy you are wanting for what class. But again, you can read them online. And this is what they look like. You have your cover page. And then right here, it's important because it is telling you what exam you are preparing for. So this is saying this is preparing you for an Excelsior exam, so you know when that class is over, you need to do the steps on how to register for an Excelsior exam. So please make sure you pay attention to this page. And below that, it does give you on how to register for the exam as well. And then this is just what the tutorial looks like. You just go page by page. You can print these out at home. You do have to have LockLizard in order to print them out. So you want to make sure you do get that downloaded before your class starts. One cool thing about this is you can do a word find. So if you're searching for a certain word, all you have to do is type it in that find what, and it will take you to every page that word is on. Okay, and you can save these to your computers as well. That way, if you want to access it without having to go to the class every time, you can do that as well. Okay, so that's your tutorial, and again, that's your book for the class. So that's going to be your main study guide. So when you have your reading assignments, that's where you're going to read. That's where you're going to get your reading assignments from. Okay. So as you scroll down, you'll see week 1. You will see when the video will be. You'll have the link to the video. It'll say click here to view live video when it's a live video, and then click here to view week 1 recorded video if it's a recording. You do not have to join the live video if you are unable. We do understand everybody works, and sometimes you work 12-hour shifts. So if you have to watch the recording, that's fine. We do not dock you at all if you cannot view the live video. If you do have to watch the recording, do know that you can always email the instructor afterwards to email if you have any questions at all over the material that was gone over. And then below that are the PowerPoints that the instructor will go over. So if you want to, you can open those up, print them out at home, and write your notes on them as the instructor goes over them in class. Just another great study resource to use as you're preparing for the exam. Okay. And then right there's your reading to tell you what chapters you need to read in your tutorial. So the first week you'll know you need to read 1, 2, 3, and 4 chapters. And again, that's in your tutorial up here. Then you have your weekly quizzes. And then you also have the forum, the end of week forum. And what this is if you want to put your questions in the forum, you can do that. If you have any comments about the class, you can put them in the forum. If you have any concerns about the class, you can put them in the forum. And pretty much what that is it's a public forum, so anybody in the class can see your question, comment, or concern, even the instructor. So if you do want to maybe share some information about the class that you felt helped you, you can do that. If you have a question that you feel might be helpful to everybody to know the answer to, you can post in the forum, and the instructor will write back to you as well. Okay, and how to use those, all you do is you go to add a new discussion topic, type in your subject, and then your message, and then just click post to forum. And it usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes to post. So if you don't see it right away, it's okay. It will be there. It just takes sometimes a few minutes to post. Okay, so again, if you do want to ask a question privately to your instructor, you can always email them as well. Right, so that's what the weeks look like, and then you have extra material in there as well to look at. We do ask that you do look at everything that we provide in the classes because that's how you will be successful on the exams. You have to read your tutorial, you have to watch your videos, you have to take the quizzes, look at all the extra material, and that's how you'll be successful on this exam, on these exams. Okay, if you do have concerns or need help staying motivated or don't understand kind of how to do stuff, please contact the academics department, or you can also contact your instructor, and we will make sure you get on the right track. Okay. If you're having trouble staying motivated, we do offer a great personal coaching program where somebody calls you once every other week just to check in on you, see how you're doing, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns. They're there for you. They're there to answer any of that and help you go through your class. Okay, so please make sure that you do everything that we provide in the class. When your class is over, you do have a practice final exam. which kind of goes over everything you've learned in the class and prepares you for that Excelsior exam as well, or CLEP exam, or DSST exam. It just makes you see how well you've gathered the information and if you are prepared to take that exam. We ask that if you get an 85% or higher, you should be prepared enough to take the exam and pass it. If you get below an 85 or even lower, below a 70 or anything, we ask that you contact the academics department or your instructor and let us help you figure out what we can do to help you retain the information, to help you understand the material. And what we can do is see where you're what part of the material not understanding, and help you focus on that and retain that information. So do not hesitate to contact us if you just aren't grasping the material, or if you didn't do so well on the practice exam. Definitely contact us, because we do want you all to be successful, so we will do whatever we can to make sure you are. At the end of the classes, we also provide your feedback, a survey. So if you do have any feedback, please fill out the survey. It is anonymous, so we don't know who fills it out. We'd like to get feedback to see if there's anything we can always do better, or even if you're having a great experience, those are nice to see as well. Okay, so that's at the end of your class. You also have 21-day grace period from the last day of your video to look at everything in your class. So on the last day of the video, after that, you have 21 days to look at everything again and prepare for that exam. After those 21 days, we will close the class. But if you still need more time, we have what we call our open classes. And those look exactly like the class. It's just previously recorded videos. You might not have the exact videos you had in your class, but it still goes over the same information. Okay, it will still make sure you pass the exam. So if you still need more time after your 21-day grace period in your class, contact academics, and then we will place you in the open class so that you can continue studying for your exam and preparing for it. Okay, there is no timeline in the open class, so don't hesitate to ask to be put in there. So another thing about the classes, we do look at attendance, because we do want to make sure you all are active enough to where you are successful. So if we notice that you haven't logged in for 7 days or more, we will send you an email just saying, hey, just checking in on you, make sure everything's okay. We notice you haven't logged in for a while. So if you get that email, it's okay. We just like to make sure that you stay active. If you're out for 14 or more days, 21 or more days, we will send an email asking you to reschedule the class, because if you haven't logged in for 14 or more days, to us, we feel you haven't been active enough to be successful on that exam. So we just ask that you do re-register, reschedule that class. If you don't want to, we will keep you in the class. We just ask that you try to catch up and be active in the class and look at all the material so that you are successful. And if you do have to reschedule, if you do want to reschedule, no problem. We'll get you in a class that starts later, and you can start fresh. We just don't want you all to get overwhelmed by trying to catch up and get frustrated. So if we notice you haven't logged in for that long, that's why we ask you to reschedule, because we want you to be successful. We want you to have a good experience. We don't want you to be overwhelmed or frustrated. Okay? And when you are ready to register for your exam, we do ask that you don't wait longer than 3 weeks after the class is over to take the exam. We see the best success we have are people that take the exam within 2 to 3 weeks after the class is over. Again, if you need longer, if you know you aren't going to be able to take the exam within that time frame, please ask to be placed in the open class. That way you can still study the information and prepare for that exam. So when you are able to take it, when you are ready to take it, the material is still fresh in your mind and you're prepared. Okay? So that is what your online classes will look like. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to register for your next class. When you're done with your class, you do not have to wait to take the exam to be able to register for your next class. You can even register for your next class before your first class is over. We just ask that you don't take more than 2 classes at once because we don't want you to get overwhelmed. You have to remember that these classes are accelerated, so you are learning a little bit more information in a shorter period of time. So we just want to make sure that you do stay on track and that you are successful. And we have seen people that take more than 2 classes at once. They kind of get overwhelmed, and it just doesn't work out. So we ask that you take 1 class or 2 classes if your schedule can handle it, but no more than that. So when you're ready to register for your next class, you will see the ELLIS enrollment widget on the left, and you'll see the courses that you have to take in order to complete the program. And some of you might have multiple pages, so you'll just scroll through the pages right here. So let's say I want to maybe look at humanities. I want to register for humanities next because I want to get that class over and done with. So I'll click on the humanities tab, and then below that there'll be another tab that I'll click on. And you'll see classes that say unavailable, and those are classes that are already over, so of course they're not going to be available. So you just scroll through the pages until you see a day that works best for you. So here I see one that starts August 22nd. Okay, so I want to take that class. So what I'm going to do is go underneath right here and click enroll underneath the August 22nd class. And it will ask you, are you sure you want to enroll in this class, humanities, starting August 22nd? Yes, I do. So once I click yes, you'll see it working right here on the side. And then it will reload. And if you go back to that class, it will show you that you are enrolled for that class. Now, if you see Humanities 822, or when you're registering for a class and you want to know when the video is, always go back to the class schedules course, look at that schedule, that specific month schedule, and that will tell you when the video will be, what day and time. Okay, so that is how you register for a class online. If you want to talk to academics before you register for a class, that's perfectly fine. Don't hesitate to contact us, and we'll help you get registered for your next class and get you in a class that you need to take. Okay. Now, the next step information I'm going to tell you is also very important to remember and maybe write notes down if you have a pen and paper available. When you are done with your gen ed courses, actually, when you get to your second to last gen ed course, if you're in the LPN to RN program through Excelsior, they do require you taking a TEAS test now. This is new. So when you are in your second to last gen ed course, we recommend that you start, if you can, start preparing for that course. Start getting everything ready to take that TEAS exam, because you will not be able to move forward to your nursing exams or start the enrollment process with Excelsior until you take the TEAS exam. So we feel if you start it from your second to last gen ed course, that gives you plenty enough time to prepare to get that done. So when you're ready to start your nursing courses, there's nothing holding you back. Okay, if you do have questions about the TEAS, what's expected of it, what scores do I need to get, all of that information, we do have those links in the online program. So if you have those, you can go there, or you can also contact academics and we can send you information on that as well. When you pass the TEAS, you have to enroll with Excelsior within that year, otherwise they will not accept your enrollment if you wait longer than a year after you pass that TEAS. The scores are only good for 1 year, so please remember that when you do take it. When you do pass the TEAS and you are ready to start the enrollment process with Excelsior, it usually takes about 3 weeks to get the process completed. and then after that you can start taking your nursing exams. Okay? You cannot take the nursing exams until you are enrolled with Excelsior, and you cannot enroll with Excelsior until you pass the TEAS exam. Again, if you do have any questions or concerns about any of that, please do not hesitate to contact the academic department, and we'll give you all the information you need so that nothing holds you up as you go through this program. Okay, if you are in the BSN program or another program that we offer, and you're ready to start the next phase of your program, do not hesitate to contact the academics department, and then we will tell you what you need to do once you're done with your gen eds with us. Or once you get close to being done with your gen eds, we will put you on the right track on what you need to do next. Okay, so I believe that is everything. One more thing we do ask, when you do take an exam, if you do pass it, please let us know so that we can keep track of what exams you have taken and what exams you've passed. And if you do pass one, we'll send you a congratulations note. We'll also send you a certificate that looks like this in the mail, so that you can also keep track and you do receive something for completing that exam. If you happen to not pass an exam, please reach out to academics as well so that we can kind of look at your activity, kind of see maybe if there's something we can help you with so that you are successful the next time. Okay? That is it for the orientation. Again, do not hesitate to ever reach out to academics. We are here for you all, and we want you all to be successful. We'll do whatever we can to make sure you are, so do not hesitate to reach out. Again, we are Monday through Friday, 24 hours a day, Saturday 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., so we are here to help you. If you do have any questions, I will be logged on for a few more minutes, so don't hesitate to type in the chat box. If you think of any questions after this, don't hesitate to contact academics, and we will be happy to help you get started and on your way. Again, congratulations on furthering your education, and thank you for being with Distance Learning Systems. We really look forward to being on this journey with you guys. All right, so thank you very much.